This week, the biggest security failures started with completely normal actions: cloning a repo, trusting a default, leaving a port open. Here is everything that matters today and what you should check right now.
The Hacker News Weekly Recap captures a brutal pattern. Most incidents this week started with routine behavior. Cloning a repo triggered MCP supply chain attacks, a Metabase zero-day hit exposed boxes, and router backdoors exploited factory defaults. Check every default credential and every third-party dependency you pulled this week. Microsoft Threat Intelligence has published a deep dive on DEADLOCK ransomware, a new financially motivated group using a Rust-based encryptor paired with decentralized infrastructure for victim negotiations and data leak operations. The decentralized design means there is no single server to seize, so defenders cannot rely on law enforcement takedowns. Your backup and recovery plan is the only real answer here. Sophisticated iOS exploit chains called Karuna and Darksword, previously only accessible to nation-state actors, are now proliferating to organized cybercrime groups globally. If your organization handles sensitive data on iPhones, treat unpatched devices as actively at risk, not theoretically at risk. Apply the latest iOS updates immediately and audit MDM enrollment across your fleet. OpenAI has released GPT 5.6 Cyber, a model purpose-built for vulnerability research, penetration testing, incident response, and remediation, but access is currently restricted to approved users only. This signals a clear direction. AI-assisted offensive and defensive security tooling is becoming a first-class product category. Watch the approved access program closely if your team does red teaming or IR work. OpenAI's current GPT 5.6 Sol model carries a high cybersecurity risk rating, but the upcoming ASTRA model is projected to reach the maximum critical threshold for autonomous cyber attack capability. This is the first time a commercial AI roadmap has publicly flagged a critical offensive ceiling. Security teams should start modeling what autonomous AI-assisted attacks look like against their own perimeters now, not after ASTRA ships. The SANS Internet Storm Center STORMCAST for August 11, 2026 covers the latest observed threat indicators and anomalies across the Internet. The ISC diary is one of the fastest signals for emerging scanning and exploitation trends. If you run exposed services, cross-reference your firewall logs against today's ISC indicators to catch early reconnaissance activity. OpenAI's DAYBREAK initiative is expanding with dedicated red and blue team programs for defenders, a new specialized model, and partnerships with 16 major cybersecurity vendors. This is a significant structural move. AI is being embedded directly into the security vendor ecosystem rather than sitting alongside it. If your security stack includes any of those 16 vendors, expect AI-assisted features to arrive in your tools soon. A civil society initiative is stepping in to pay cybersecurity vendors to protect rural water systems, filling a gap that federal programs have not yet covered. The founder is clear that philanthropy is a stopgap and government must ultimately act. If you work in or near operational technology for utilities, this highlights how exposed small critical infrastructure operators remain. Basic network segmentation and patching are still the first line. ZDNet Security reports that recovery readiness, not just prevention, is emerging as the true benchmark for cyber resilience as outages grow more frequent and expensive. Prevention will always fail eventually, so the real question is how fast you can restore operations. Audit your recovery runbooks today. When did you last test a full restore, and does your team know the exact steps without looking them up? Attackers began actively exploiting a critical vulnerability in BTC Pay server to drain Bitcoin Lightning Network nodes, hitting merchants who accept Lightning payments. The attack started overnight on Friday, making this an active and ongoing threat. If you or your business runs a BTC Pay server Lightning node, take it offline or apply the patch immediately and verify your channel balances right now. That is your August 11th Daily Brief. Subscribe so you never miss a critical story, and use MonMyIP to turn today's headlines into real checks on your own systems. Stay sharp.